one more like round of applause for Killy's hair tonight. Amazing. It was a feat that I washed mine, and she has it like woven together, which is awesome. Thanks so much for having me. So, I'm sure like a lot of you guys, hopefully, you had a best friend growing up. Yes? Oh, it's gonna get sad now, quick. No, that's what I wanted. Pretend it could be imaginary. I had my best friend growing up. I loved my best friend because she was just one of those people, she just saw shit in a totally different way. I asked her one time if she knew what a bidet was. And do you know bidet, the ass toilet? That's my definition for it. You know, the ass toilet. And I asked her, I was like, do you know what a bidet is? And she goes, bidet. Bidet. Is that the opposite of the good day? Like, oh, like, at least you're pretty. So that was my best friend, but I loved her because she just had like that kind of willingness to like make mistakes and try things. And it was that kind of willingness that almost got her drowned in a lake in another country with over 10,000 islands in it. Whoopsie. We'll back it up here. So my best friend, Carissa, came with my family on family vacation to Canada. And she had like this crippling, speaking of panic attacks, like fear of bodies of water and trees, which I think is what Canada translates to. So that was brave of her to come. So I managed to get her into this boat, which was a feat in itself because if this boat had like never been recalled, it just should have never been made. Swear to God, this boat, 6 foot long, rectangular, flat bottom, bendable plastic boat. That's what my parents gave the children to like romp in. So we get her into this boat and we decide we're gonna go out into the open water. We're gonna go on a sea adventure. And we go out there and it's just these white cap waves. And she still is like, okay. So we go out there and it's like, hit the wave, pop up, hit the wave, pop up. Like, girls on a boat. And we go around this island. That's all we were gonna do. And as soon as we get like halfway around, full on panic attacks. I have to go back, I have to go back, I gotta be in the water. And I was like, and I do something that's very uncharacteristic for me, which is I don't be a dick. You know, like I actually take her, I say, okay, I'll take you back. And we start going back to my parents' place, and then she says, wait, let's go around one more time. Which is famous last words. If you say that for anything, just like one more time, you're dead, asshole. So we start going around again. We hit the wave and pop up, and hit the wave and pop up, and hit the wave. And hit the wave. And like in one fell swoop, this wave comes up, says hello, and then just bitch slaps the boat. And in the time it takes for the fun dial to go from like, yay, this is happening, to, oh, this is happening. We are sitting in this plastic tub, completely filled with water, as more water just comes in, and I'm instantly like, okay, checklist. We have a dead motor. Nobody knows where we're at. No life preservers, and Carissa can't swim.
Oh, God.
So abort mission, I jump into the water. I leave my best friend who's sinking in a boat. Just like glunk, glunk. And I start swimming. And I guess I thought like maybe in that instant like she would just like gain instant athletic ability and self-esteem and like follow me into the breach. No, she's just drowning and I yell and I was like, Carissa, you have to get out of the boat, get out of the boat. And she doesn't like dive, she just kind of like walrus lobs out of it. And the boat capsizes, and now she's drowning. And every time she can come back, I was like, glug, 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 can't swim, glug, 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 going down. And the very first thing that just comes out of my mouth is, take off your pants. Now, this might seem like a weird time to mention the band Nirvana. Hang with me. It's the 90s, you know, and so she was really into them, and she's into grunge. And so even though it's 80 degrees, she's wearing these like corduroy pants that are like 6 sizes too big, and they're just soaking all the, yeah, you wore the pants, you know it. I have a pair at home. And they're just like pulling her under. And so, but I don't say it like, hey, here's an idea, take off your pants. I just keep repeating like, take off your pants, take off, like, which in any other situation is predatory, but here it's helpful. And so she manages to get these pants off, They're down in the lake. I swim over, and we're just white-knuckling onto the side of the boat. And for the next hour and a half, we just bob. Now, I don't know if you've bobbed for an hour and a half. It's as exciting as it sounds. And every once in a while, like, Carissa will just gently weep. And she'll just cry and stop and cry. And then at one point, she just goes, "It's so heavy." It's like, what the hell is heavy? You don't even have pants. And she just goes, "My pad. It's so heavy. It's soaking up all the water like a sponge." And I don't have time for period problems right now, people, okay? So I swear, in the next instant, I look over, floating next to me, an emergency air horn. I grab the air horn, I say, "Carissa, God has saved us." I push the top, out of air! Sploosh! Because you see, Carissa is an atheist, and God doesn't want her saved. So we bob. Finally, a boat finally comes up, and it's like, after they ask like, if we're okay, the very next thing they say is, "What the hell kind of boat is this?" You know, you're like, I don't have time for the recall conversation. Now, there are not a lot of good-looking guys in this town, like, let alone guys at all. Two of the most gorgeous Canadians I have ever met in this boat. They pull, and it's like very cinematic, the next part. Like, they pull me out of the water, and I land in the boat, and I'm like, "You're beautiful." And then they go and they get Carissa. They pull her out of the water, just enough to see that she's half naked. They go, "Whoa," and just drop her on the side of the boat. And I had not seen the underpants before we went here, but they, ladies, you know, they're just the underpants. When you have your period, just giant underpants. And hers are complete with teddy bears frolicking with nets, catching butterflies. I pull her into the boat, and she's just splayed, and as we're going back home, like, on this boat, every once in a while she just shouts out, "Thank you! Thank you," just to nobody, just like gratitude Tourette's. "Thank you, thank you." We get home, and we get on the dock, and the guys say, "We really think we should talk to an adult here," and which is a problem because my dad liked a little touch of the bottle, so he was nappy. Different story. So I go up to the cabin, and I wake up my dad. I was like, "Dad, there's some people you're gonna want to talk to." He says, "What?" Right on cue, Carissa comes in, half naked, sopping wet, a huge man sponge bulge right here, and just says, "Mr. Goshko, I'm so sorry." And that was all the explanation it took for my dad. He was like, "Very well, there's no problem here." And